Hey y'all, I cannot believe that I do not have a half double crochet back loop only stitch on my channel. I don't have instructions for it. So this video is to show you how to do that. A half double crochet stitch is basically the stitch that's in between a single crochet and a double crochet. So it's like right there, it's like a shorter stitch. And the back loop only is how you create like the little ridge design in projects. So if you ever see it, it looks more complicated than it actually is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. But the first thing we need to do is start with making ourselves a slip knot and placing that on our crochet hook and making a foundation chain. Okay, so I'm going to use just a regular 4-weight yarn for this illustration, and I'm going to use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. But again, I've made this stitch in a ton of different projects using a ton of different types of yarn and hooks, so it really doesn't matter. So I want to go ahead and start by making yourself a foundation chain. And the foundation chain is really just dependent upon your project. So if you're making scarves or a hat or whatever, you would just figure out the number that you need to get to the desired width of the project, and then you would start with the half double crochet stitch. So the foundation chain is any multiple number, and you'll just add one more stitch for that foundation chain. Okay, so once you have that, this is going to be your first initial start, and then you're going to start row 1. Row 1 is your half double crochet row. So in this case, you're going to yarn over, insert your crochet hook into the 3rd stitch from the hook, yarn over again, pull through the loop. You'll have 3 on your crochet hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And I'll show you that again. So this tutorial isn't really about the half double crochet, but you have to know how to do the half double crochet in order to do the back loop only design. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm kind of assuming you already know how to do the half double crochet. But if you do not, then just follow along here, and I'll show you over and over again how to do the half double crochet, and then we'll get to the back loop only. Okay, and again, I really like the half double crochet stitch. If you ever follow my channel or watch some of the projects I create, I like to use a stitch. It's kind of that, like I said, it's that gap between the single crochet and the double crochet. So it makes it like a complete fabric. If you're working something and you want something that feels more less gappy, a little bit more fuller, this is that stitch that would do that, the half double crochet stitch. And I like it better than the single crochet stitch because it gives the garment or whatever you're creating a little bit more drape, a little bit more, it allows it to flow a little bit better. So I like it. Once you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. And it's going to depend on your project, but some start right in that first initial stitch. And then you're going to start doing your back loop only. So I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'm going to explain to you what it is. Okay, so you're just going to essentially insert your crochet hook into the back loop of the V, and then you're going to pull through just like you did the first row that you did. Okay, so I'll show you it again, and then I'm actually going to get up close for you so that you can really see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you're inserting the crochet hook. You can see, if you turn your stitch a little bit, you can see a V. You're going to work into the back side of that V, and I'm just showing you up close how to do the half double crochet stitch, which we've already worked, but just again, sometimes seeing it multiple times is the key to learning how to do something. So you see there, that's that V. I'll show it to you up here. So let me take the hook out real quick. What you'll do is see this V right here. Basically your stitch is created, and you'll have the front side of the stitch that you go right through. That's what you use mostly when you're making crochet projects. But that back loop there, that is where we're going to do this stitch. And there's other stitches that use the front loop and things like that, but in this particular situation for the half double crochet back loop only, we're going into that back part of the V. And sometimes words make it a little bit more complicated, but if you follow along on the screen here, I think you can catch on. So that back part, right where my thumb is pointing, you're going to do the half double crochet stitch, which is what we did in row 1. Okay. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way down the row. You're just going to work a half double crochet stitch in the back loop of the V, and that's how you'll create the ridge And if you've got to this video, if you just happen to get to this video because you're interested in new stitch work or whatever, you don't know how to do this, then this is how you do it. If you're working my project that I'm not sure if it's been released by the time you're seeing this video, but I do use this stitch. So if you're coming here because of that video, I do show you how to create pockets for a cardigan that I created, and this is the stitch that I use to create the pocket. So towards the end, I'll have the instructions on how to create the pockets for a particular cardigan on my channel. But if you just want to learn how to do this stitch work, this is how you do it. If you need the instructions for how to do the pocket, then just kind of either skip to the end of this. It's kind of towards the end. I'll try to bookmark it. But yeah, so this is for anyone that wants to learn how to just do this stitch. But if you're coming here so you can get the measurements and just the how to do the pocket, then keep watching. But that's what it's going to look like. You see how it's kind of raised up a little bit, and you can really clearly see the V as you start working it more and more. And that's pretty much a lot. And again, that chain 2 there, depending on your project, some people use the chain 2 as your first stitch. Some projects say do not use the chain 2 as your stitch. You just want to follow along with whatever project you're creating. And if you're doing something on your own, you're creating your own project, then whatever you decide to do, you want to just stay consistent. If you make the chain 2 your first stitch, do that throughout your whole project. If you want to crochet right in that same space as your chain 2, then you'll do that throughout your whole project. You just want to stay consistent, otherwise your sides will become very distorted and wavy. Okay, so here I'm just showing you again, sometimes repetition matters, and the more you see something, the more you kind of can catch on. And that's pretty much it. So this is how you do the half double crochet in the back loop only, creating the ridge. And I've done scarves with this. I've said that a couple of times already, but I think it just makes it look really neat, especially if you're doing a scarf for a unisex scarf. I think it looks neat because it doesn't have that dainty look, but it also doesn't look too masculine. So it's a really nice stitch for scarves. So this is what it looks like as it builds out. As a matter of fact, this is the pocket for this cardigan that I created. So basically I just did a half double crochet, back loop only, and I just kind of switched colors. So kind of wanted you to see what it looks like in play. Okay, that's what it looks like on a actual crochet project. So anyway, if you're here because of that, this is the instructions on how to create the pocket. Basically, you're doing you're going to start with one color, chain 17, and then you're going to continue doing half double crochet stitches and switching according to the rows. If you want to pause the video, there's that, or you can go over to my website, get the full pattern. It's there too. But you're just creating this pocket. Okay, and that pocket gets attached to the cardigan. And that's pretty much that, guys. If you have any questions about anything, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a quick video to show you how to do this stitch. I will see you all soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.